Aileen Cannon just handed another win to former President Donald Trump as she criticized Special Counsel Jack Smith's sweeping request to censor FBI interviews in former President Donald Trump's classified documents case. Yo, this is getting crazy, guys. Take a listen.
One of the Trump trials, Jack Smith back in the news today, pushing back on the judge in the documents case for entertaining Donald Trump's team for saying these were all of his documents, these were his personal papers, he should be allowed to keep them, you should not be charging him. Jack Smith is outraged. He says he never told anybody they were his documents.
Yeah. So Judge Aileen Cannon, she called it inadequate, which is pretty much what a lot of people are calling Jack Smith in the case that they're trying to pin against Donald Trump, okay? So the former president, he's accused of illegally retaining classified documents and hoarding them at his Florida Mar-a-Lago resort and obstructing attempts by officials, federal officials, to retrieve the documents from him. So Donald Trump, the presumptive Republican candidate in the 2024 presidential election, has pleaded not guilty to the charges that are against him. Now, we are live right now, guys. If you guys are able to see and hear me okay, just drop me a quick comment. Just let me know you guys are good. Also, don't forget to hit the like button for the video. I totally appreciate you guys. And as always, I want to thank you so much for sharing these videos on Facebook, on Twitter. You guys are amazing. Keenan Ripon, what's going on? Kyle Matthews, Monique Cardell, Anthony, what's going on? All right, so let's get into this, right? So he has denied any wrongdoing. Donald Trump has denied any wrongdoing in this case and has essentially said that the documents that he retained, they were personal. It's something that former acting attorney General Matt Whitaker agrees with. So Judge Aileen Cannon's new deadline for Donald Trump to reveal which of the files that he plans to use in his defense, May 9th, nearly 7 weeks before July 8th, which is Jack Smith's proposed trial date. All right. So the deadline, it raised a lot of doubts about whether or not this trial is actually going to begin in July, potentially resulting in yet another delay in the start date, kind of boosting the chances that they're going to have to end up pushing this trial back until maybe even after November's presidential election. Now, if Donald Trump is reelected, he could order federal charges. He could order the federal charges against him to just be dropped. Now, comment down below if you think Donald Trump's going to take this 2024 presidential election. Let me know in the comments, guys. But now they're saying that Jack Smith he's in a lose-lose battle with Aileen Cannon. Special Counsel Jack Smith is in a lose-lose battle with the judge in Donald Trump's classified documents case. Former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani basically explained that the more Jack Smith challenges U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon's rulings to a higher court, the easier it's going to be for Donald Trump to be able to delay the whole case past the 2024 presidential election. So Rahmani even went on to say that Donald Trump could then just pretty much kill the case completely if he's reelected for a second term, a second White House term. Even with Jack Smith's latest plea, Judge Aileen Cannon in Florida only partially granted the prosecutor's request in agreeing to keep the names of FBI agents, Secret Service agents, and other potential witnesses in the case under seal. Now, in a 24-page order, the judge refused to categorically block witness statements from being disclosed, essentially saying there's no basis for such a sweeping and blanket restriction on their inclusion in the pretrial motions. So for his part, former President Donald Trump, he's also, get this, and this is a different side to judges and to Trump that we've seen in the most recent cases against him. Donald Trump is also defending Judge Aileen Cannon against critics and some individuals who are basically just disrespecting the judge. And so basically Donald Trump, he said on Truth Social how crooked Joe Biden and his crew of hacks and thugs led by Merrick Garland and deranged Jack Smith, they're working overtime to try and illegally intimidate and even harass respected federal judge Aileen Cannon. Now, we don't normally get to see Donald Trump defend the judges because usually the judges are attacking him and they don't really need any defending. But he went ahead and said that they're calling her terrible names, wrongfully threatening her with impeachment, and bottom line, just straight up disrespecting her, all because they want her to act like the dishonest, politically biased, and conflicted judges in New York, like you got Judge Arthur Engeron, Letitia James, and not like the impartial judge that she actually is. Well, I don't know. I think it's about time that we actually take a good look at this legal situation between Judge Aileen Cannon and Special Counsel Jack Smith over Donald Trump's classified case. I don't think that this is getting enough attention. If you guys appreciate the updates, definitely hit the like button. If you want more content like this, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. And I want to thank you guys, as always, for sharing these videos. I got Carlos Gagliano from San Blas, Mexico in here. What's going on? I got Mighty R1. Eileen Brennan, what is going on? Live. Yes, we are live. Oh, good to see you from the UK. That's what's up. We got Brian Wellborn. All right, guys, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Okay. So first, you got former acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker. He explained how Donald Trump was essentially perfectly within his rights to keep those documents, which, like how Clinton used the same defense when they actually found those recordings in his sock drawer. Do you guys remember that? Where they found the recordings of Bill Clinton in his sock drawer? Yeah.
One of the Trump trials, Jack Smith back in the news today, pushing back on the judge in the documents case for entertaining Donald Trump's team for saying these were all of his documents. These were his personal papers. He should be allowed to keep them. You should not be charging him. Jack Smith is outraged. He says he never told anybody they were his documents.
Yeah, but that kind of buries the lead. And what they're trying to get at is this Presidential Records Act argument, which is ultimately the Clinton sock drawer case, right? I mean, Bill Clinton had personal recordings in his sock drawer. A court determined that they were his personal records. It didn't matter if they were classified, didn't matter anything, because Bill Clinton had determined after his presidency they were his personal records. Donald Trump has done the same thing. He said these documents are my personal records. If you read the Presidential Records Act, Brian, it says all documents. It doesn't carve out defense intelligence information. It doesn't carve out classified marked information. It says all records are presidential, and then it has a process. And that's what Judge Cannon is trying to get to the bottom of, and that's what Jack Smith, to your point, is really objecting to.
And what he said, Jack Smith, is not a single person had heard Trump say that he was designating records as personal, or at the time he caused the transfer of boxes to Mar-a-Lago. He believed that his removal of records amounted to designating them as personal under the PRA, President Records Act.
All right, so with this defense, experts are basically siding with President Trump, predicting that Jack Smith will literally be crushed, well, figuratively be crushed in this legal case that he's trying to pin on former President Donald Trump. Now, for starters, Judge Aileen Cannon has already criticized Jack Smith's sweeping request to censor FBI interviews in the former President Donald Trump's classified document case. In fact, in the latest exchange, amid this ongoing accusations between these guys, Judge Cannon actually said that the court finds the special counsel's sweeping request and generalized rationales inadequate to overcome the public's common law interest in access to these materials. Now, let me repeat this for you guys. Inadequate. I mean, like, as a man, first of all, you don't ever want to be referred to as being inadequate. That's one thing. But anyway, but this is how she described Jack Smith and what he's been trying to do here. Inadequate. Anyway, so in this particular case, Judge Aileen Cannon refused to censor FBI interviews with Walt Nauta, Donald Trump's former personal assistant, who is alleged to have hidden classified documents at Donald Trump's request. Now, Nauta and Carlos de Oliveira, a Mar-a-Lago maintenance worker, they're accused of moving boxes of sensitive materials around Donald Trump's Florida home in Mar-a-Lago to prevent federal agents from finding them and conspiring to delete security footage that had been sought under a subpoena. Now, Smith made it very clear to Cannon on multiple occasions that he's against revealing the names of FBI witnesses to the public. He's worried about political potential intimidation, given what's happened to witnesses in other cases that were tied to the former president, Donald Trump. Basically, supporters getting involved, and we'll just leave it at that. And so, on the other hand, you got Donald Trump's legal team. They have consistently argued against keeping the identities of these witnesses a secret. So in the most recent order, you got Judge Cannon partially granting Jack Smith's request to censor names in government documents, writing that the court finds that the special counsel asserted witness safety and harassment concerns are sufficient at this juncture to, one, shield the names of potential government witnesses and ancillary names in the motions and in the attached transcripts of the defendant Nauta's voluntary FBI interview, and two, replace those names as applicable with anonymous descriptors. Basically give them like John Doe, Jane Doe, fake names and stuff like that. But she has also mentioned Jack Smith's supposed failure to state adequate reasons that the names of government witnesses should be protected from public view. So Cannon also went and said that Jack Smith failed to comply with the rules on sealing sensitive court filings, something that she said that the court has emphasized repeatedly throughout his proceeding, but I guess he don't know how to listen, so he just keeps on screwing up. Now, for many critics, essentially, Jack Smith just doesn't have a case, nor does he even have the authority to bring this case to court. So, like, why are we even here? Some even say Jack Smith should go to jail. What do you guys think? Like, hit me up in the comments, guys. What are you guys thinking? We got Catalia in the house. We got Coy Girl. What's going on? Brenda Jackson. Oh, man. So, yeah. So this is where we are right now. It's wild. And, I've definitely heard a lot of support for Donald Trump in the comment section. And I'll be honest with you guys. I was even super surprised when I read from people who are abroad, like outside the United States, saying how there are millions of people around the world that would vote for Trump if they could. I also saw a lot of comments saying November 5th, 2024, put America first. Vote for Donald Trump president. Make America great again. I've been seeing this in the comments. Now, this is wild how much I guess worldwide support he's getting. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if I've seen this in previous presidential candidates. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the topic, the content, hit me up in the comment section. Let me know. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, share this video. I totally appreciate you guys. All right, so Judge Aileen Cannon also recently set a new deadline for President Donald Trump, deciding that he has to either reveal by May 9th which secret documents he intends to incorporate in his defense during the Mar-a-Lago trial. So this kind of comes as a bit of a blow to Special Counsel Jack Smith, who has been pushing for an earlier deadline of March 18th. Now, obviously, today is Saturday. It's 1:18 p.m. Eastern time, of course, for April 13th, right? So we're way past this March 18th date that Jack Smith had asked for. So she basically just kind of trampled all over him and was like, nah, dog, we ain't doing that. And so now he's kind of hoping for a trial start date of July 8th. But despite this new timeline, it is a tighter squeeze than Donald Trump's team initially wanted. They had asked for like a June 17th deadline, and they even pushed for the case to be delayed indefinitely, or at least until after the upcoming election. The process it's a crucial, it's the process is a crucial early step in the path to the trial, basically setting the stage for what's to come, even though opening arguments are still a long way off. Now, by choosing essentially a middle ground between the dates, Donald Trump and Jack Smith proposed, Judge Aileen Cannon seems to be kind of keeping a cautious eye on these appeal process, right? So Jack Smith's team has hinted at the possibility of an appeal, and by not pushing the trial date too far, Judge Aileen Cannon might be looking to avoid a scenario where the appeals court has to step in and pretty much set the schedule themselves. But still, outside experts, they're commenting how it's a lose-lose battle for Jack Smith when it comes to Judge Cannon. As former federal prosecutor Naima Rahmani commented, the more Jack Smith challenges Aileen Cannon's rulings to a higher court, the easier it's going to be for Donald Trump to delay the case past the 2024 presidential election. Trump could, at that point, basically just kill the case off completely if he ends up being elected for a second term at the White House. So Donald Trump, he's doing his best to defend Judge Aileen Cannon, though, because remember, you gotta remember, Donald Trump put Judge Aileen Cannon in her position when he was president. I mean, he recently jumped on Truth Social to express his anger about how some people he's been saying are disrespecting the judge. He said that crooked Joe Biden and his crew of hacks and thugs led by Merrick Garland and deranged Jack Smith, they're all basically working overtime to illegally intimidate and harass the respected federal judge Aileen Cannon. And they're calling her terrible names, wrongfully threatening her with impeachment and disrespecting her, all because they want her to act like the dishonest, politically biased, and conflicted judges in New York, not like the fair and impartial judge that she actually is. Now, I mean, it is time that they actually had a judge that sided with Donald Trump, right? I mean, all Donald Trump's cases have pretty much been presided by Democrat judges that are clearly all on the same team working against him. What do you guys think on that? So Donald Trump, our presumptive Republican nominee in the 2024 presidential race, has pled not guilty to the charges against him. He has denied any wrongdoing in the case and has said that the documents that he retained, they were strictly personal. Last month, though, Judge Aileen Cannon, she filed an order asking both the prosecution and defense to provide possible instructions for the jury relating to the charges against the former president. Now, in the jury instructions, Aileen Cannon appeared to suggest to the jury that they are permitted to consider the classified documents to be Trump's personal items under the Presidential Records Act. Now, in response, your boy Jack Smith, he filed a strong rebuke against the order, saying that they rest on an unstated and fundamentally flawed legal premise. This is why some legal experts have suggested that Jack Smith could move to attempt to call for Judge Aileen Cannon's recusal from the case. Now, Ellie Honig, who is a legal commentator and an attorney, she talked about this on a CNN interview, and she said that a motion for Cannon to be removed is possible. What's going on, Steve Gardner? We got Stephen Gardner in the house. What's going on, brother? So Steve says Trump and Ben Carson would be a killer ticket. Man, what do y'all think about Steve Gardner's comment there? And if you guys haven't checked out Stephen Gardner's channel, go ahead and check him out right after this video. You won't be disappointed. So anyway, he said that there is a procedure for this, and it can happen sometimes where prosecutors will ask the judge or will ask an appeals court to remove a judge from a case. He even called it a pretty precipitous move. Second of all, If you think about it, if you lose, you kind of have a real awkward scenario where you basically ask the judge to get kicked off the case, but then the judge doesn't get kicked off the case and they're still presiding on it. And it just creates a really awkward atmosphere for the prosecuting attorney. It may not be a good move for Jack. Jack may screw himself if he does that. So anyway, but he does make a good point. Like, at least if you think about it, Jack goes to show the lengths. It just goes to show the lengths that Jack Smith may be willing to take to try to get Judge Cannon removed from the equation. But what do you guys think? I feel like Jack Smith's getting a little bit desperate now, doing his best to try to fulfill the demands that are placed upon him to try to get Donald Trump out of basically off the campaign trail. But hit me up, guys. What do you guys think about this? I'm gonna jump in the comments for a second here. Who we got? We got Tammy Johnson. Nice. We got Tammy Johnson listening from San Antonio. Doozer. Let's see. Byron Donalds is the best choice for VP. Okay, I hear you. Appreciate your comment. All right, we got Elizabeth Lamboy Wilson. Trump for president. MTG perfect for VP. All right. Fed Up Patriot says, love me some Stephen Gardner. Been following him for several years now. That's what's up. We've got the Up and Smoke 10. What's up from East Texas? What's going on? Who's your Grammy? Yes, love Stephen Gardner. Man, Stephen Gardner is getting all kind of love up in Ron Yates's comments today. What's going on, everyone? All right, guys. Well, if you haven't already, do hit the subscribe button. Do hit the like button. I appreciate your support. When you hit the like button, it definitely just kind of tells YouTube, hey, this is a good video. Share it with more people. Because other people have hit the like button, this is why you're able to see this video. So I really appreciate you guys. Also, if you guys didn't see that wild interaction with Donald Trump and that Chick-fil-A the other day, definitely check out my previous live. You can see what happened in that Chick-fil-A with Donald Trump and apparently a wild Donald Trump fan in there. So check out that video after this one. I appreciate y'all rocking with me on this Saturday, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.